Stray cat rescue training video for habitat ranch hands. Thanks for watching. When you arrive at the habitat, you can hang your personal belongings on this hook or put them in here in the white cabinet. Clean up any visible messes on the floor before preparing for wet food. Here I have plates and that white rectangle bin. Wet food cans go in the top bin here. We'll take the lid and just tuck it away to make sure it doesn't get knocked down and broken or peed on as we do wet food. We use 15 of these 5.5 ounce cans. Large cans count as 2. If you use this tool to open the cans, just be sure to put it back in the drawer after each use to make sure it doesn't get lost. It's the only one we have. We'll throw the food onto the plate, chop it up into smaller pieces, and spread it around so that multiple cats can eat off of the same plate. I also put the can upside down inside the bin so that cats don't lick the top and cut their tongue. Next, we'll prepare our sink and wash out the cans. So we get all the food out of there so that they are ready to be recycled right under the sink. For bedding, any pieces that just have fur can be flipped over if they haven't already been flipped. However, if the piece is visibly dirty or has been peed on, go ahead and just throw it on the porch. New bedding can be found in the red cabinet. You'll need to kind of press your knee against it in order to open it, and then watch out for kitties. There's always someone who wants to jump in there. Try to replace towels with towels and quilts with quilts whenever possible. For the larger items, the larger furniture items, we try to use several smaller pieces of bedding as opposed to one larger one. That way, if part of it gets soiled, we only have to replace one small piece instead of replacing the whole thing. Everything gets a pee pad under it, including the cat beds. Fresh pee pads can be found in the yellow cabinet, smallest ones on top. Pillows get a nylon or plastic feeling liner. Next, we'll do water. Pour out the old water and fill it with fresh water. If you will also please top off the metal fountain outside on the patio. This is through the French doors. We'll just fill it up as much as possible, and any water left over you can put into the cement fountain right next to it. We always use filtered water for drinking, and whatever you're filling, just make sure it's in the sink and not on the counter. Next, we'll wash off the plates that the cats were eating off of. We do not have a disposal in the sink, so we do want to try to keep all the food in that strainer right there and out of the water supply. We'll wash the fronts and the backs of the plates as they do sit on the floor and then get stacked in the cabinet. For right now, I will rinse off the plates and place it in the drying rack. We just don't want to leave them too long or else they may get peed on. When you wash, you can use the sponge or you can use the orange scrub brush. Double check that the mat here is going over the sink so your water goes into the sink. And before you leave or at some point, make sure that you dry the dishes and place them back in the cabinets so that they stay clean and ready for the next person. Next, we'll do dry food. Each bowl will get just 1 cup of the dry food. This cup stays in the dry food container. There is 1 bowl of specialty food. This one will have the sticker on it. The specialty food can be found in the red cabinet where you found the laundry earlier. It will be down at the bottom in a red pail. You can just fill the bowl and then make sure to replace it where you got it. Next, we'll do litter boxes. There are 9 total. This one's in the kitchen. There are 2 under the green bench. There are 3 under the bed. 1 to the left of the food bins. There are 2 small ones. 1 on the perch by the French doors. 1 on top of the red cabinets. And there's 2 outside. This one is right outside the French doors, and there's 1 on the front patio where you first came in. To scoop, we'll just take the poop straight out. If you see dark powder, that can just be scooped right out too, that's pee. And then if you get a scoop that's part pee and part pellets, you can either just chuck it or give it a little sift and replace the pellets. When you're done scooping the box, you may need to replace some pellets. So there should be a bucket of fresh pellets in the habitat. You can just scoop those in there or pour. We use just about enough to cover the bottom of the litter box. When you're running low on pellets, you can find more on the back side of the habitat in this gray trash can. After you've refilled your bucket, be sure to replace the red scoop and recover that so that in case it rains. When you're ready to take out your trash, we'll gather the edges of the bag, pull on the drawstring. We'll get all the air out of that bag, and then when we tie the knot, we want to tie it within the white part of the bag. This just helps keep all the litter in the bag. We'll take this outside. There should be a larger trash dumpster right next to the porch, or maybe tucked back here. New trash bags should be in the bottom of that bucket. You can just pull one and open it up for a new trash bag. If for some reason there are no more in there, you can find more to the left of the sink. We usually put about 3 in the bottom and then take one more for your trash bag. For cleaners, Odoban is good for anything that you need to soak. Clorox wipes are great for the walls, and it's the only thing we use on the superhighway. Please sweep up after doing litter boxes, and if you have time, also Swiffer. The Swiffer pads can be found to the left of the sink. And when you're ready to go, we'll close the doors. If you use the AC, turn it back to energy saver in 78 degrees. Turn off the lights except for the green one, and then put everything back in the sink. Enjoy any of these refreshments for you. They're for volunteers. And if you happen to wash any fountains, just be aware that the pumps come apart into many different pieces. Thanks so much for volunteering. We're glad to have you.